Okay, so in the previous video clip that I did for you, we looked at the growth of Dublin City and the reasons why its population is growing. So we said it's growing in population rapidly because of natural increase. People are having babies. People are moving into the country to live in Dublin for jobs, better social life. People are moving from rural Ireland into Dublin for better jobs, better social life, better opportunities. And people are migrating within the city itself and within the county itself. So I suppose if we look at what are the push factors for people leaving rural Ireland? What's pushing them out of there? And we're going to look at the pull factors, what's pulling them into Dublin. Now, you'll remember these. We did these inside in the migration chapter, push and pull factors. So the push factors, what is causing people to leave rural Ireland? Lack of services. So like lack of hospitals and health services. Listen, in Ireland, in any country, like a large amount of our population have health issues. It's from heart issues, from, we'll say, diabetes, kidney problems, liver problems, lung problems. There's people in this country have multiple health issues and they need to be able to see specialists. You can't just go to your regular GP and your doctor downtown. That just doesn't work. There's only so much they can do for you. So we need to be referred to hospitals near our homes and to have access to that care regularly. And unfortunately, in rural Ireland, we don't have access to these services. There isn't a hospital nearby, or there aren't enough hospitals, or there isn't a specialist that'll deal with your skin issue, or that'll deal with your eye issues, or that'll deal with your diabetes issue. So you just don't have the services there for your needs. So like that is a big push factor for people leaving rural Ireland. Another big thing pushing people out, especially your age group in the coming years, is lack of access to third level education. Like, I suppose, unless you choose to drive up and down to college every single day, you are going to have to migrate to move to college, okay, because there isn't a college located in Kanturktown. So some of you will go to UCC, that's fine, that's near enough to you, but some of you will migrate to Limerick Urban Centre, some of you will go to Dublin City Centre. So a lack of access to third level education in the most rural parts of Ireland forces young people to leave. So that causes population to drop there. A lack of job opportunities is one of the biggest things causing people to leave areas in rural Ireland. Like, according to the CSO figures, the CSO, just to remind you, is the Central Statistics Office. They gather a load of information about everyone in Ireland and reasons why they move places and where they live and how many children they have, etc., what their jobs are. And they gathered figures from 2016 and they found that there were 120,000 people unemployed in rural Ireland compared to 58,000 in Dublin. Like, there was far less people unemployed in Dublin than there was in rural Ireland. So that'll tell you that you've a far better chance of getting a job in Dublin than you have if you stayed in rural Ireland. So staying in rural Ireland, you've double the risk of not finding a job. So, like, you can understand why people are choosing to leave. And another big thing, especially for young people, is the limited number of leisure and entertainment activities. Like, there might be one or two pubs, no nightclubs, no bowling alleys, no cinemas, no cafes, no social outlets for them, no clubs, nothing to join, maybe no sporting clubs. So like, that is a big push factor then. It pushes them out. And I worry about when this pandemic is over and these pubs in rural Ireland don't maybe reopen again, it'll definitely cause a bigger outward migration of people. Now, if we look on the other side of it, pull factors. What's pulling people into these urban centres? It's the exact opposite of the push factors. So access to services. So one example of services would be hospitals. Like, there's 48 hospitals in Dublin. Like, that's unreal. Like, in one county, we've 48 hospitals. So if you've any bit of a health issue at all, you have access, surely be to God, to a specialist or a specialist surgeon or whatever it might be up in Dublin. They will deal with your issue. Okay, so like, that's really a big draw and a big factor bringing people in to live in that area. Access to third level education is a huge pull for bringing people into the city and county of Dublin. There are 7 universities, institutes of technology in Dublin. Just in Dublin, there are 7 universities, institutes of technology. The rest of Ireland has only 4 universities and 10 institutes of technology combined. So like, they are offering a huge amount of educational opportunities and further education. So again, a big draw, a big attraction for people. Access to jobs and career progression. Naturally, a lot of people want to move into urban areas in Dublin, for example, because there's more jobs there. We just looked at that in the unemployment figures. You've a better chance of progressing in your career as well. Like, for example, if you were a secondary teacher now in a rural town in Ireland, what are the chances of you going on progressing on to become a principal? Like in a rural town, there's not that many schools, so the person that's principal already is probably going to be there for a number of years. Whereas there's so many schools up in Dublin that need a lot of principals. It could be a company that you might want to become the executive manager of, the CEO of. You've more choices up there, more ways to progress your career. Better quality of life, access to services such as leisure, entertainment. You've got concert venues, sporting venues, clubs, nightclubs, more sporting clubs up there. Just a better standard of living in some people's opinion. Okay, and now other people would say, God, it's a toxic environment, it's too busy, it's too much traffic, too much busy of a lifestyle. But other people say, actually, I think that's a better quality of life. I've more stuff to do. So I hope I've explained the push factors, what causes people to leave rural Ireland, and the pull factors, what's pulling them into urban cities like Dublin. Okay, so we'll move on in the next video the next time I meet you.